Dre Hayes from the Museum Group and the Vanguard Group out of New York City. We're a full-service sales agency, so we represent different brands pretty much in the street, contemporary world, and we also do consulting. The brands at this show that we have Hells Bells, which I'm standing in front of the Hells Bells booth. We also handle creative recreation, WSC, information, A-Life, Super, and Crooks and Castles. I believe streetwear is influencing everything that's going on in fashion right now. You know, we're going through an interesting cycle right now where, you know, this whole glam rock LA craze is kind of taking over. As a matter of fact, last time, you know, I did an interview, it wasn't as strong as it is now. You know, glam rock really invaded the market, but it's going to be short-lived. Streetwear has a true foundation to it, and I mean, it's influencing high-end fashion. The runway shows, you know, particularly like a brand like Hells Bells, you can see the avant-garde influences in this kind of brand, and this particular segment of the market is really going to grow. Right now, lady streetwear is very small. You know, its influence is basically lady streetwear and a new rave scene. And really, this kind of movement is birthed in cities like Paris, London, New York City, and Tokyo. So, I mean, over the course of the last year, ladies' footwear, athletic footwear, is at an all-time high. People used to not be able to ever sell ladies' sneakers, and all of a sudden, they're selling like crazy now. And you have women who have never worn sneakers before in their life that all of a sudden say, you know what, I want to wear a pair of sneakers. So whether it be, you know, the Creative Rex, you know, we have the Cesario and the new Gallo High, you know, it's all high tops that are going crazy for ladies. You see it in Nike with the Nike Blazers. I mean, DC has a shoe out there right now that's doing well, and then, you know, you take brands like A-Life and Super, which really don't do ladies, but they do men's sizes down to a size 4, and the women are going and buying their shoes as well. So you really see a heavy influence. Well, you know, it's interesting. It doesn't always show up on the runway. I mean, but you have certain brands like, you know, Fendi incorporates it in there. Prada does, you know. You look at these, and then it works back and forth. You know, you look at like Lanvin, the sneakers that they have out that are just incredible. You know, the people that are really into those are the contemporary streetwear people. You have different levels of streetwear in general. You know, Crooks and Castles is streetwear. A-Life is streetwear. APC is streetwear. Comme des Garçons Play is streetwear. Marc by Marc Jacobs is streetwear. So when you see these different things, you know, these are all encompassing a movement. You know, it's more about the movement, the culture, and the lifestyles. You know, I went to Tokyo this past summer, and I see the influence that in Japan, they're interested in U.S. streetwear brands, because although they have their own brands, you know, the U.S. streetwear brands are a little bit different. Just like we're interested in the Japanese brands, they're interested in our brands. So when you have a brand like a 10 Deep or a Crooks or an A-Life, you know, they're very interested in these brands because, like, for instance, A-Life and 10 Deep have that New York streetwear element. It's like that's the ideology behind it, and it's different. Crooks and Castles being based on the West Coast is luxe lifestyle. You know, you just don't get that from a brand in Japan. You know, they have their own things that are incorporated into these brands. You know, Bathing Ape has its own thing. Visvum, very clean. Like, the movement in Japan right now is much cleaner than, say, the U.S. You know, Visvum is the one that everybody keeps looking at, and that is extremely clean. You know, very different than a lot of the brands that are even here. Right now, it's tough. You know, being in this business for the last 13, I guess it's going on 14 years now. I mean, I've never seen retail like this. I started off in retail. It's bad. And, you know, a lot of it has to do with the economy. For a lot of fashion brands, the economy normally doesn't affect certain markets. Like, it usually wouldn't affect the streetwear market or even the urban market, but the economy is so bad right now, the sales have gone down. So you have retailers that are in trouble. You have brands who are in trouble. I mean, particularly, like, if you look at the streetwear market in general, most of the stores that are out there, you know, these are, you know, this is early in their life cycle of their stores. So you'll have a store that may be used to doing $2,000, $2,500 a day. Well, all of a sudden, business is so bad right now, they're doing $300 a day. It's hard for a business to survive if they're doing $300 a day, doing $1,500 a week. It's hard to pay your rent. It's hard to maintain. You know, one saving grace is footwear. The retailers that carry footwear right now are not in the same position that the retailers are who just carry apparel. Even though, Nike hurt a lot of people this year, the whole Air Force One 25th anniversary didn't go exactly the way they thought it was going to go with, having the higher price Air Force Ones. And, when business gets tough, you got a company like Nike, they still make you take your goods. So, a lot of the retailers got in trouble, but they're surviving. But footwear in general was maintaining. All the retailers I know that are carrying footwear are the ones that are doing better. The ones that are carrying apparel only, we're having a tougher year. But, in 08, it's going to be tough. I think 08 it may be tougher than 07. So we're not out of it yet. Absolutely. I mean, there's more business out there. Plus, when you look at accessories, what happens usually with footwear is you transition into other markets. With apparel, you usually have to be very specific. You have to go out there. If you're a streetwear brand, you have to target your initial customer first. Now, if you get any tertiary or secondary customers, then that's fine. But you have to be focused on something or your brand won't make it. With footwear, you can be a little wider. Accessories in general, whether it be footwear, whether it be sunglasses, like, we have this brand Super behind us. It works in the streetwear world, it works in the contemporary world, it even works in luxury retailers. They just have the ability to spread themselves out a little bit further, and usually without damaging their brand, without losing any ideology or core consumer, because their core consumer is just usually a wider consumer. So that's one thing that I've noticed about footwear in general. Like, we do creative recreation, which really isn't a streetwear brand. Creative recreation really is more of a contemporary brand. We're found in most streetwear stores in the market, and we're known for making excellent footwear. But, we're also found in Barney's, we're found in Saks, Forum Shops, and Bloomingdale's, all the way down the list. So, and the footwear works there. We're not looking at much. We pretty much got our hands full. We're very happy with our team and our family of brands that we handle. And, we just recently picked up Stussy Deluxe, which is Stussy's high-end division, which really is going to elevate the brand to another place. We love to have a denim brand, but it has to be the right brand. With us, it's just all about having the right brands. We love to have a denim brand. We would love to have a nice accessories bag line, something that was that bag line. We are still consulting though, so we do still offer that service, depending on the project and what we see in it. We definitely will, consult and help somebody develop their project. But as in regards to sales right now, it'd have to be absolutely amazing. If Maharishi knocks on our door, then you know what? It'd be something.